Hello and welcome to Geekatplay Studio Tutorials. In this tutorial we're going to create this scenery with multiple mountains cover the foreground view, and with some lighting and fog kind of look over the valley with some close-up effect. We also will work in post work just to modify a little bit of colors and add some more rays and smoke. Again, this post work it's optional. You can just leave it straight out of view, or you can modify and add some additional details. So let's go ahead and start work on this project. Okay, so when we're creating terrain with kind of large view, we want to add dimension to this. And the easiest way to add dimension is by adding kind of layers that will have less details and more wash out colors as we're going far away. So it's simulating haze. So for example, let's go to atmosphere editor, and I want to be sure we have it standard, and we'll global radius for this. We can always use photometric, but for this tutorial I want to be sure it's compatible with older versions of the view. So for those who does not have a photometric atmosphere, they can follow up. So I'm going to use actually the standard terrain for this. The reason is why, because we are preset. We want to have it very close up on this terrain, so I don't need to render a high details, and I want to control a little bit more on the shape. So the standard terrains will work very well for me. I'm going to edit this object. Let's reset it. And one thing, we'll go to create kind of like look these peaks, but they will be almost like young mountains. So you can see we created. Let's click OK. And next, let's take this one and just stretch it. Okay, so when we stretch, we have two options. We can also stretch, just point a little bit towards the camera. Okay, like this. We can go create another one and do same thing. Okay, and we can kind of almost manage, because we're going from two edges to add this. Or we can take it and move it opposite away from the camera. So it's depends how you want to see your view. I'm going for just create kind of it's almost come towards the camera. Also, let's take our camera and move a little bit up. Maybe even a little bit higher. So we can view kind of horizon. Let's go right there. About 230 down. So this is our first terrain. And this is our terrain. We'll go to modify them. So I'll go to Alt Copy, right click, edit object, and right here we can reset and create another mountain, so it will have a different shape. But you notice we don't need it stretch, so we can scale again, move it. You can just readjust slightly. Let's move one more time. Again, we'll increase scale for this one. I'll move a little bit closer to the middle. We'll go edit this object, same thing, reset, and create new. So it just created different shapes for us. And on this, actually, I want to bring down, so right edge, you can see right here, if we're going a little bit out, I don't want to be lost. I want to shrink like this is mountain almost continue and going this way all the way. So next, what I want to do is take this mountain, copy, rotate opposite way. So we can place it just right around here, maybe. Kind of stacking. Okay, we can increase in size. Edit this object, same things, reset it, and just create new. Okay, let's go do same things. We'll take this one, copy, rotate. So it's kind of go, you can see it's kind of touching almost perpendicular to this. Okay, we'll increase size. We'll go to edit this object, reset it. And now we need kind of lock all of them together. We still need to put one more closer. But for this, we can just copy, add this almost horizontally. Okay, like this. Let's stretch all the way from one end to another. We can even bring kind of closer right here. And if you want, you can even scale if you want them a little bit taller. Okay, and let's go to reset it. Okay, this is a very simple setup. So next, right here, actually, I probably need to add one more, and I'm going to just copy this one and place it a little bit closer. Okay, so let's go to edit this object, reset, and let's see if we want to scale a little bit down. I'm just looking right now, but this size I think will work very well. Okay, so this is very, very rough shapes we created for our terrains. I want to add maybe something right here on the middle, closer, some interesting rocks. And for this one, we can create a simple terrain and just place it. But because it probably will be covered, I don't want too tall, maybe just about right here, this corner will cover with some plants, or we can just leave it plants right here or put rocks. So we'll see what's going. For now, we'll just leave it like this default. And I'm going to set render to screen, and let's preview what we've done so far. Okay, so we have it a nice rocks. Okay, let's go look at our mountains. The couple of things modifying now, I want to add more interesting effect to this mountain. We can do this with materials applying, and we also will add some plants right around there with ecosystem. So we'll have it plants coming from all of this mountains. So let's be sure we select all of our plants. Okay, you notice right here we have small ground coming out, and I'll actually go change this ground to the grass because it's what I'm going to edit. I'm going to select all of these terrains. We'll edit this terrain, and we're going to add a new layer. Let's go inside the landscapes, and we'll add grass. One thing I want to be sure, my scale. So right here is scale want to be 1. So we'll just go down, set scale of 1, and let's scale this one 1 also. Set 0 to our alpha, so it will be all green. Okay. The bumps probably I want to drop to 0.5, and we can move a little bit more to the add. Okay, now I don't want this going on this steep areas kind of edges, so I want the grass have a little bit more patching around this area, around the top and sharper angles. So we'll go to environment, and we'll start working with the slope constraints, so we can bring a little bit closer. Okay, 26 degree maybe, and we'll go just add a little bit fuzzy, so it's kind of nice moving, adding to those areas. Okay, let's preview. You can see right here we have a nice patches applied, greens. Okay, we can add another one, patches is what I want to do, and we'll also select the grass. But in this case, I want to take this grass and I want to actually make it kind of yellowish color. Okay, same things, bumps 0.5. Okay, you can see it's kind of older look. On this case, environment will bring this just maybe a little bit. You can bring up or a little bit down. It depends what you want to do. So I'm maybe bring a little bit higher. Okay, we'll take constraint on a slope as well. Kind of around down here. Let's make softness on the edges. And to make the grass pop up through this, I want to work with a little bit more transparency. So I'm going to enable variable transparency, edit function. And in a function, I'm going to add grainy fractal. So we'll go right here, we'll go add this, and we'll connect to the alpha. Let's click OK. What it does, it will create those patches, okay, to our alpha, actually right here, alpha, or on transparency. Let me see. There's my transparency. Actually, I want to connect transparency, and I don't want actually alpha on this one. There you go. So with transparency, you can see we have a little bit nicer patching, and we can also take a little bit alpha down so they won't be that obvious, but you can see we have a nicer, more natural now look on our grass, something greener, and look like scale. It's what I was seeing, like scale was a little bit off on that. Let's pop up instantly. There you go. The scale should be better now. Yep. And it's kind of give it nice patching on the greens. So this is our basic. Now let's add more interesting effect to our mountains. And add this effect we can do with a little bit darker color, kind of like on the edges. So let's go create new material. Well, add new layer. And you notice right here we have a default. It's what I'm going to use. And this is default. It's have it of the rocks and grass in its mixed material. So I'm going to switch to the simple material when it's selected. And you notice it's left grass to us. So I don't necessarily want that. So we can go, oops, control. Okay, let me re-edit this material. Okay, so we go restore it, and I'll go to add back our material. And said right here I want to flip them, so I want black, and I'm going to this simple, so you can see now we have a rock. And this rock I want to create it darker, so I'm going to more black color. You can see it's how overlaid now. And we of course going to set to 0 on alpha, so it's come up quite a bit dark. And let's remove some of this from our side. So except now we're going opposite, we're going to 24 and add a little bit more on the flat ones. Maybe even, you know, put it a little bit more sharper edges. Okay, let's preview. And we should have it a very nice kind of darker right here, start adding more details to our terrain. So let's continue to adding more materials and work in our next tutorial.